Hello and welcome everybody to the latest edition of Planted Unearthed. And I'm delighted to say that today I'm actually going to come to you, I am coming to you live from King's Cross, and the first physical event that Planted, the first contemporary design show aimed at reconnecting cities with nature, has been able to deliver. And you might see in the background, we've got this wonderful Planted sign here. We're working in association with biotecture. The Planted sign is all made from recycled plastic and will be staying with the business for all time to come. And speaking to us via this medium of Zoom, we have Planted's biophilic design advisor, Oliver Heath, and long-term partner of the show. Oliver, it's great to be speaking to you here. I'm live at King's Cross, but you're in your studio in Brighton. You're going to be with us on Friday for our talks programme, Planted Unplugged, which you'll be leading. Perhaps why don't we start off the conversation by telling us a little bit about Planted Unplugged?
Yeah, I mean, it's really exciting, I've got to say. Whilst the intention was to have a live show, of course, with COVID-19, of course, so many things have been cancelled. So it is really exciting that we've managed to get something off the ground, that we've got a live film studio in the middle of King's Cross. It looks amazing, by the way, Sam. I love the way that the leaves are kind of just crashing over the signage behind you. It really looks like, you know, nature's taking over, which in part is what we're all about. So we've got a really exciting lineup of talks happening live on Friday that are then going to be streamed across the following few days, covering all the subjects that are kind of fundamental to our beliefs at Planted. And, you know, it's a show that I'm so excited to be part of. For so many years, I've been going to design shows, going, another plastic chair, another plastic this, another throwaway that, another fast fashion thing. You know, it's fantastic that we now have a show that is rooted in the core principles of the fundamental beliefs of what I've made my business, that of sustainable design, urban greening and well-being, and how we reconnect our cities with nature to make them fit for the future. So we're going to be investigating subjects around those areas over the next few days.
And a fantastic lineup of speakers, and that you've helped to put together very much, and you'll be leading that piece on Friday, Oliver. So if people do want to come and join us, we're down at Granary Square in King's Cross. It's a wonderful space here, much of it designed by Dan Pearson, a friend of Planted as well, and there will be facility for social distance audience to come down. First talk, Right to Repair, is at 11:30. The next one, which is we've got carbon capture at 1:30, and then at 3:30 we're looking at blooming buildings. So 3 talks, and if you can't make it here to speak to us or see us live, then you can very much access it online, and the talks are available via registration, www.planted-cities.co.uk, and the first one will be going live at 2 o'clock on Friday on our website. But Oliver, perhaps you could tell us just a little bit about those talks and about the guests. We've got a great lineup, including Richard Sabin from biotecture, but perhaps tell us about a couple of the other guests who you're looking forward to speaking to.
Yeah, so I'm going to be hosting 2 of the talks, and you're going to be hosting one of them, of which I am also a speaker. So that's exciting to be on the other side. So the first one that we're going to be doing on Friday morning is called Right to Repair. And it's really looking at how we've lost connection with many of the products and how they follow a linear route, but how they really should be embracing the circular economy. So we've got some fantastic speakers. We've got Ugo Valari from the Restart project, and he's really focused around electronic reuse. We've got Claire Potter, who is a speaker, eco-designer and educator. So she's really connected with the next generation of designers and encouraging them to embrace circular economy thinking in design. We've got Duncan Baker-Brown, who is the most inspirational reuse architect, the writer and author of the Reuse Atlas, somebody who's so passionate about the reuse of buildings and materials. He actually created a building in Brighton made out of reused and recycled materials. He got the local community to build it. It's a fascinating project. And we also have Greg Lavery from Ripe Office Furniture, who's made a business model all around the reuse of office furniture. So we're going to be discussing basically all levels of the circular economy, from, you know, the electronics that we use every day in our smartphones and laptops, right up to the architecture that we inhabit. And it's going to be in part looking at, the mess that we're in with this linear economy model. And hopefully as well, we're going to draw it back to being a much more positive, actionable session where we look at the things that we can do within our roles and activities and daily lives to embrace the circular economy in all aspects of our consumer and built environment lives. So that's the first one. The second one is all around carbon capture. Again, we've got some fantastic speakers. We've got Andrew Waugh of Waugh Thistleton, who is basically the UK's foremost thinker in timber buildings. We've got Oksana Bondar from the materials company Biome, who are currently setting up a factory specializing in mycelium for insulation. They're basically an innovation company looking at how we can incorporate biomimetic thinking into the built economy and to lock in carbon. And we've also got the most inspirational designer that I know of, really, Seb Cox, who is so deeply rooted to land use and management in the products that he creates. Think about the whole life cycle assessment, the carbon captured within those products, creating beautiful, timeless pieces that will just go on and on. So we've got people thinking about this idea of carbon capture and how we can, as designers, be conscious about the carbon associated with the things that we interact with on a material level, a furniture level, but also an architectural level. So trying to embrace that at all levels of thinking. And a question for you, Sam, you're going to be hosting one of the talks. Tell us more about blooming buildings.
Indeed. Well, blooming buildings is certainly a topic that I'm absolutely fascinated by. I mean, we've been introduced by you, really, Oliver, to this concept of people feeling more creative, or not just feeling more creative, being more creative, being more productive, feeling better mentally about themselves if they are connected to spaces which are essentially surrounded by nature. And it's an innate need of man and women indeed to feel connected to the natural world. And I think perhaps in the last few months people have started to understand this even more than ever before, and it's a movement that I can only see moving forward, and we want to be at the sort of vanguard of promoting green urban spaces and indeed green living and workspaces. And joining me on the Blooming Buildings talk will be, I mentioned Richard Sabin earlier on, who set up this amazing company, biotecture, who build these incredible green walls, who are essentially the studio walls that we've created here in association with biotecture. And some people, well, lots of people will be aware, obviously, of the Nightingale Hospital project, which was an incredible feat of work, really, at the start of lockdown, which the guys from the British Army obviously were a big part of, but biotecture played a really significant role in putting a beautiful, calm space together for the doctors and nurses and all the staff who were working so hard there. And along with Richard, there'll be Mac Gilchrist. So Mac is an amazingly passionate and charismatic lady who with a fantastically interesting history and indeed a present and a future. And she is the founder of the Edible Bus Company, who are essentially guerrilla gardeners who go around urban spaces and just garden in urban spaces. And it's just such a cool concept. And she's going to be no doubt telling us how and what we need to do to change the world, in fact. And of course, the third talk speaker, no less than the man himself, Oliver Heath, sharing the screen here. And Oliver, we've spoken a lot down the last few months, indeed the last year or so. And as always, I've got no doubt you'll be bringing a calm, authoritative, polished air to proceedings. So you'll be the third, but no doubt one of the key guys speaking on that panel. So yeah, I mean, as I said at the start, all of those talks will be live on our website. You're welcome to come and join us. We've got Bramley hand sanitizer down here, which will be, they're our hand sanitizer partners, a beautiful natural product. We spoke to Chloe Luxton, their founder, last week on Planted Unearthed. And we've got some wonderful furniture. I'll just show you in the background. Vestra have produced all the furniture for us they're working with. Can you see some of that there, Oliver? Is that?
Yeah, it's looking great. Yeah. They've just set up an incredible factory, haven't they? Or
that's right. Yeah.
Is it with Thomas Heatherwick or?
It's I forget the name of the architect, but it was a Finnish architecture practice, I believe. But that's the most sustainable factory in the world. They're claiming. So it'd be very interesting to speak to them and actually, really try and understand why they can make that claim and what that means. But yeah, it's really beautiful, sustainably produced outdoor furniture. And of course, we've got lights here from Anglepoise, and Anglepoise have just set up going back to your first talk, in fact, Oliver, a repair and reuse service for their customers. So their commitment is for no Anglepoise lights to go to landfill, which I think is a great call. And all the brands that we work with, we're going to be asking them, if you can't repair your product, why can't you repair it? And how can we work together to enable you to repair, reuse and recycle? Because that has to be the future. I think we're all agreed with that. So yeah, that's it's a lot on. It's really exciting. My wife and co-founder Deb Spencer, who deserves a lot of credit for what's gone on, she's actually been the driving force behind the product showcase, which again, if you log on to our website, www.planted-cities.co.uk, you'll be able to see a wonderful curated collection of beautiful products which are produced today without damaging tomorrow. And we've got a lovely selection of brands on there from another country, Benchmark, as I said, I mentioned Anglepoise, a host of wonderful products on there, which are all have sustainability at their core. And that'll give you a taster of what the actual main event, our main launch event at King's Cross next May, the physical event will be. But for the time being, we're online there. So yeah, Oliver, let's call time there, because I think we've got a lot more to say on Friday. Thank you for your time now. Thank you for all the time that your team especially have put into this. Jo has been fantastic and should be very, very proud of what she's helped to create here, along with yourself and the Planted team. So yeah, that just leaves it from me to say thank you for watching this short clip of Planted Unearthed, and thank you for being with us on this journey. And we'll look forward to seeing you at our Planted Unplugged programme beginning this Friday with Oliver Heath, Right to Repair. This has been Sam Peters, co-founder of Planted. And this is Oliver Heath, and we will speak to you soon. Thanks for your time.
Thanks a lot, Sam.
Take care, Oliver.
Bye-bye.